everybody in this island a vote of equal weight and power, which they deserve. I want to go back with energy and try to convince people to re-engage and to come out and vote. And we've got lots of plans for the polling stations and a big campaign on trying to get people, once we've done our bit, we've taken the sacrifices, trying to get the voters to honour that. We honour them, they honour us, and turn out and really push on their civic responsibilities. And that's what getting out the vote campaign is all about. But we can't do that, and I've got big plans for it. And the selling starts when the buyer says no. And these buyers have said no to us repeatedly, and they're falling. Now, I'm quite a good salesman, and I'm really prepared and really up for it, not fronting it, but I've got ideas for a campaign. But we can't do that. We can't do that until we've honoured people, each one of our citizens, with a vote of equal weight and power. That's what this is about. Now look, never mind their personalities, because I've said at the beginning of this, I like them all. Related to one of them. He's my least favourite. I'm joking. I like them all. But I'm going to ask the members on this side of the House through the chair, sir, and everywhere, actually. Does the, not the people, the personalities, do the views you've heard from this section of the Assembly, do those views you've heard today represent the future for this island? The future for electoral reform, for what we do here and how we get here and the composition there. Does this represent the future? Because we've had 75 years of what Senator Farnham believes is right, and perhaps the Chief Minister and Deputy Gita, no disrespect, but we've tried this for 75 years, and the figures have just gone down and down and down, and now we're 41st out of 41 nations for civic engagement. Oh, Deputy Labey of Greville, Deputy Southern, Deputy, another long-serving one, there's one around, Deputy Martin. I would like to know what you've been doing for the last 18 or 20 years since you've been elected here, because what on earth have you been doing? Because according to the Constable of St Lawrence, you have provided no meaningful representation of the parish. No meaningful representation of the parish. Does that chime? Does that chime with anyone? That's shockingly bad. There's never been a better deputy in this Assembly than the Deputy of Greville, Deputy Martin, Deputy Southern. They work tirelessly for their parishes. And I know what the Deputy of Greville has done for the last, I don't know how many years it is now. I don't want to say too big a number to insult her, but I know what she... Look, you want to talk about the voice of the parish? Of course, Deputy Labey is the voice of the parish, and she's very vocal. And I know she works extremely well with her current constable, but there have been times when Deputy Labey has had to face these fights in that parish on her own, the difficult ones, the planning ones, and Greville looks very different now, better than it could have done because of the work she's done. She's a remarkable deputy. And I do think flinging around this business of you have to be a member of the municipality of a parish to meaningfully represent it is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Now look, I'm not going to go through all the Connotabs comments. I mean, well done to them because they put up a good fight. Sometimes a little bit naughty and sometimes a little bit nasty, but there you go. I'm big enough and ugly enough to take it. But they did, I would say, Deputy Southern's right, they haven't offered an alternative to this. You know, they haven't addressed, you haven't. And the first thing I did when I formed this subcommittee, the first action we took was to write to the commentator and say, how would you address constituency boundaries not drawn within international best practice, best standards, and the overly complex and cumbersome state of our processes. and the uncontested elections, and the disparity in the equality of the votes. The four big points from the CPA EOM, who we all invited here on a standing vote. No Connaught Hub stood up and said, I don't think we should bring the CPA EOM here. They're probably, I can guess what they're going to do. They're going to suggest that the Connaught Hub shouldn't be in the States. So, let's not do it. Let's not do it. No. Everybody, it went through on a standing vote. Do you think 20 years ago, Anne Pershard, John Henwood, Advocate David Lacane, Colin Powell, Sir Cecil Clothier, and the other extremely eminent people he sat with, do you not think before they suggested one category of states member, they really fully, thoroughly examined it? Of course they did. And unbelievably, for a committee, it was about 9 or 10 strong committee, they reached complete unanimity on it. One category of states member, 20 years ago, Deputy Guida, and we've done nothing to move there. This isn't revolution, but I think we should have revolution. You don't think we should have revolution, Deputy Guida? I think people want revolution. Do you hear the people sing? Singing a song of angry men. To quote Victor Hugo, they do want a revolution of a kind. This is the only thing on the table.
So would the Deputy give way a moment?
I wasn't full flow.
The Deputy mentioned is a